dream big for your family. Press Jah and believe in the clarity. Simplicity we use for survival. We walk the talk, get up and do the thing. I say think big, don't be caught up not them 16. I say focus on the things that matter. With a positive mind, all can be achieved. Don't follow no man, follow your heart and your dreams.
Alman Town, an estimated 10,915 size in population. The hustles and bustles of the streets of Kingston is as relevant as the currency devaluation of the Jamaican dollar. It is a guaranteed surety that the streets will be busy and filled with excitement into the wee hours of the morning. Outside of this community, main residence is a greater part of the city that exhibits major tourist attractions and is more refined for international businesses such as posh restaurants and hotels, a surplus to the thriving economy. Alman Town, an inner city community within a bigger city, Kingston, Jamaica. This is the short story of Jamaica's three-time Olympic medalist, 400-meter athlete, Dr. Gregory Haughton. Gregory Haughton, born November 10, 1973, relocated and quickly transitioned into the Allman Town community at 3 years old, where he relives some of his fondest and challenging childhood memories. Mom, Florence Williams, was the backbone and rock of his world. She provided strict guidance through the physical and emotional, all while documented through economic and social challenges. Recounting the earlier years of his career, Gregory recounts his love for his teachers and grateful to teachers such as his physical educators, Mr. Bromfield and Mr. Gray, who provided initial support and guidance to his track and field career. Regular travel to school included a bus ride that averaged approximately 8 miles. Gregory's high school years included relocating to Seaview Gardens, where he attended Excelsior High School in Mountain View, St. Andrew. Excelsior High School, originally erected in 1931 in Campbelltown, is home to 11 to 20 years old school-aged boys and girls, and averages some 2,000 plus students enrollment, and boasts A-list exclusive educational programs that harbors academics, sports, and the performing arts. Cohesively, Gregory owned in primarily on the sporting aspect of Excelsior's academic programs. As an athlete, Gregory excelled exponentially. His outstanding athleticism proved his authenticity and dedication within the track and field sport. His Excelsior High School athletic accomplishments includes Boys Champs winner of the 400 meter, Caribbean Games winner of the 400 meter, and World Junior silver medalist in the 4x400 meter relay. During Greg's athletic tenure, he has been inducted in the Virginia Hall of Fame 1997, George Mason University 2001. Carreras Sports Foundation Male Athlete of the Year 1999 to 2000. Inter-Secondary School Sports Association for Outstanding Contribution to Track and Field in Jamaica 2011. So it comes as no mistake when we decided to reach out for an exclusive interview with Dr. Gregory Haughton for our award-winning Sports World 2020 segment. We have a few questions for you. So you have had an illustrious career that have afforded you outstanding contribution, as, of course, to the Jamaican track and field sport. What would you say, if you can remember, what was your first track meet that you have won?
Well,
First track meet ever.
I think the one that stands out is when I was in middle school, we had a championship, the all middle school championship. We will call it the all primary championship. And I remember I was in the 50-meter dash. And it was a pretty good experience. You know, young kids, we just there to run. So I wasn't thinking about winning with that style. And I remember after winning the race, the 50-meter championship, it was about 1980, the coach and the teachers, they were all celebrating. And I was saying, why are they so happy? It's just a race. To me, it was just a race, but it was the 50-meter championship for first grader. And apparently, I end up being victorious over the previous champion boy from the year before. So from then, they thought that I had some talent, but as a kid, I was only doing it for the fun.
Maybe since that time, it is that the teachers realized that you would be an excellent athlete, even though you didn't realize that. What are some of your fondest track memories in high school?
Oh man, there's a lot. The one that I appreciate the most was the mutual games. I think this was in 1992. And I remember it was me coming on the scene trying to place a name, to have that name recognition. And I remember we had a young man from Veer Technical. His last name was Edwards.
Yeah.
And he was so confident that he was going to win that race. And I thought that it was my turn. And I remember, you know, he won the race up to the first 250. And I remember when I took off like a bat out of hell, a common phrase that we normally use. When I blew past him going on the straightaway, it was like he had a pulled hamstring. And I won that race by about 30 meters. And that was then when I started to get a little bit more convinced that I really had it in me, because Edwards was one of the favorites for the boys championship. And for me to be able to beat him in such a convincing manner, the light now was shining on me to be the next guy. So that was one of them that really stood out. There are many others, but that one was one of them that I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of that race.
Of course. So, you know, being in high school, thinking about going to college and university and the schools that they would like to attend, how prepared you would say you were for competing on the college circuit right out of high school?
Well, I was ready. I knew I had a little bit more maturing to do, but I felt that because I was dominating the age group in Jamaica, that I was ready physically to some degree. That is with my age group. And there was a certain level of desire and hunger there where I wanted to be known. I wanted to create a name for myself. So physically, in my age group, I was ready. Academically was a different thing, because I don't think I was fully ready academically, because I had placed so much emphasis on running fast then that I ignore the athletic side almost altogether. So, you know, and everybody was telling me that the two go together, academics and athletics. But sometimes as an athlete, you focus more on what you feel you're good at, and then the thing that you're not that good at, you leave by the wayside. But fortunately for me, I was able to regroup myself and merge the two, where I was able to be successful, not only as an athlete, but also as a student athlete.
So you're saying that you academically you weren't prepared, and you knew that yourself,
Yes, I
that you were
did.
not prepared for, but you were prepared in terms of track and field.
Yes, I was. And, this is something that really inspired me now, because when I was in high school academically, it wasn't as if I wasn't capable, but sometimes you hang with the wrong group of people and they may be putting in the work and you might be wasting time doing something else. So I think I got caught up in wasting time academically, but it was fortunate that when I got the chance to go to college, I
Mm-hmm.
realized then that at some point academics should be a priority, and I was able to use that time not just to focus on the athletic part of my life, but to make sure that I did exceptionally well in terms of the academics, and the rest is history.
Well, a great realization. I think, studies have proven that women are actually more mature than men. So where it is that in in high school, I might have realized what I wanted to do, and say I wanted to do it is not the same as it pertains to male.
Mm.
It takes a while for it to kick in. Let's talk about the college years.
Mhm.
Would you say that George Mason prepared you for professional competition? Or even before we get into exiting George Mason, what are some of the things that was emphasized at George Mason that
Well,
helped your career?
well, put it this way, because I didn't do as great as I wanted to do academically, I went to a community college. So I went to Central Arizona. And that was a blessing in disguise, because I did not have the fundamental things in
Yeah.
place. The community college was perfect for me because it gave me enough time to mature academically. Athletically, I could dominate my field, but academically, it gave me more time to be able to work on some of the areas that I wasn't good at. So by the time I got to George Mason, academically, I was balanced and I was able to take on the world. So yes, it is true that the transition was successful from Central Arizona to George Mason. So when we got into George Mason, we were disciplined, we were dedicated, we were focused. And because we realized that the Olympics would be a few years away, we placed everything in making sure that we were physically and academically ready to compete at the next Olympics.
So would you say that George Mason prepared you for professional competition in more ways than one?
Yes, because we had a team, not just a team of athletes, but we had a team of coaches who knew what it would take for us to be the best version of ourselves. So they made sure that we had the proper structure, the proper guidance. They made sure that whatever we need at the time to improve in the athletic area and also in the academic area, that it was present available to us. Because look at it this way, if you were not eligible academically, you wouldn't be able to fulfill the athletic part of it. So they made sure that we had tutors, they made sure that we had the personal trainers, they made sure that we had a meal plan, they made sure that anything else that was required, that it would be there. So George Mason, I give them 100% satisfactory grade for what they did, because with
Yeah.
their help, it definitely helped me to move on to the next level where I could dominate in my event as well.
Reading about the fact that you're the first Jamaican to run sub 45 on Jamaican soil. That's a great accomplishment. And I would like to know, how can you compare that to getting to the Olympics and actually winning a medal? What is more important, the fact that you're able to accomplish running sub 45 as the first Jamaican on Jamaican soil, or going to the Olympics and
Well, sometimes when I get questions like that, it's hard for me to say. Without a doubt, the Olympic Games has been one of my most prestigious accolades in terms of the individual medal, but there are things that normally lead up to that type of performance. So for me, being the first Jamaican to run sub 44, sub 45 on the Jamaica soil, it was a stepping stone, because those little performances are huge performances, end up building confidence. So once you're able to get past that, it's always what next. And people would see those accomplishments and come to some conclusion that you are a legitimate 400-meter runner. So in terms of being legitimate based on previous performances, then it helps, because as I got older and I got wiser, I was able to look back at the history, the legacy, to see that, you know, you were really doing some great things. And because you did them well, it translated into the Olympic medals, the World Championship medals, the Pan American medals, the Goodwill medals. You know, it translated into other forms of success.
I love the response. It's, you know, a trick question, but of course, yes. Love the response. So what is it that you're, you know, in terms of your track and field accomplishments and the career itself, it has surely prepared you for life after running. Is your job, your current job, has anything to do with track and field?
Well, yes. And my profession now, I am a college professor. I teach management and leadership. I am a 3-time Olympic medalist, and I am also the founder and president of Haughton Mentoring Group.
Awesome.
Now, Haughton Mentoring Group came about because in my own life, there were things that I wanted to achieve. And even though I had a prosperous career, I felt like there were things that I could do better. And I did not get the level of support at that highest level. And because of that, I formed the Haughton Mentoring Group, which geared towards helping athletes to find their way, to find the level of support they need. And also, these athletes must make a transition from being a professional athlete into the real world. And because I'm a college professor, I also see where young people are not fully ready and prepared for the real world. So I was able to use my knowledge and my experience to guide them down the right path. So Haughton Mentoring Group is an extension of that, where we can help an athlete or an individual who also aspire to achieve great things in their career, to provide the support and to provide the guidance that they need to take them through the different phases, the different challenges that they would face. No, it's, you know, my friend always told me that Mr. Experience is a very formidable opponent. And when you are caught by Mr. Experience, sometimes you end up losing a lot of opportunity along the way. And we find that athletes, especially when they're young, they make poor choices, and it normally takes away from what they can accomplish in the future. So the Haughton Mentoring
even as adults, they do make even as adults, poor choices.
So the Haughton Mentoring Group ensures that we can take an individual athlete or a career individual from point A to point B, and we use the lived experience to make sure that they don't learn the hard way through trial and error. Because when you learn through trial and error, the setbacks, it can be a miserable one, it can be a lonely road, it can be a frustrating journey. And I try my very best to make sure that we provide the best guidance to individuals who want to become the best version of themselves.
So what is your message you would say to, you know, the up and coming, the amateur elites, or even professionals of the sport? Because professionals of the sport as well need to know exactly what your path was. It may not be the same for them, but there are things that they may learn from, you know, what messages is that you have to give to them.
If you look at athletes who are successful, or career individuals who are successful in their field, one of the things you see is that they have competent, sound, qualified people in their corner guiding them. Sometimes as athletes and as individuals, you want to go about it on your own. And that is a very risky chance to take. It is always good to have people with that lived experience that can guide you, because the things that you don't know, chances are they have been there and they have done that. So I would encourage athletes and career individuals that before you jump, look before you leap, and make sure that you have competent advisors around you that can provide good, sound, quality advice that can help you to become the best version of yourself. Yes, in terms of athletic accomplishments, there is no other 400-meter runner in Jamaica who have accomplished the amount of medals and victories on a consistent basis. You know, not just a 5-time national champion, but the Pan American gold medalist, the Commonwealth Games gold medalist, the Goodwill Games gold medalist, the CAC champion. You know, it goes on and on, the NCAA champion and so on. So it just shows that the consistency was there from beginning. Now, the thing that I would love for people to find out is what made the difference in terms of the 400-meter guy who wasn't able to transcend into becoming that great of an athlete. Because it all comes down to the mind. And this is where a lot of people ignore the difference between a Greg Haughton and somebody else, because they don't understand that for me, it was about mastering the mind. It was about getting the mind under control. And there are specific techniques that one can use and repetitious practices to make sure that you master how your mind works. And this is where we separate those who are on the scene for a year or two and those who may have 10 consistent years, and it's not easy. So over my span of 13 years, I was blessed because I was a student of the game, and I was also a quick learner, and I had a true intent and a desire to want to be better in every areas of my life. And I think that is what made the difference.
Powerful. You know, it's powerful and great realization as well. Talk to me about Alman Town.
Alman Town, very important to me because as a young boy growing up, Alman Town was actually my first real hometown where I had awareness. I grew up, you know, I was born in Rollington Town, but my mother relocated to Alman Town. And at Alman Town, I started to have friends. I started to experience life. So most of my developing years came from Allman Town, where I was able to see things, experience things, and it is still a part of me because, you know, when you learn those formative lessons in those years, there are things that you hold fast to. When I get the chance to go back to Allman Town, when I walk the neighborhood, it's just a different feeling, a feeling of humility, because it shows that this is where everything really started for you, and you're able to transcend that part of your life.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you on today. We really appreciate it. And we will be checking out your HMG to see what it is that you have to offer.
They won't regret it. Thank you very much for having me on your program.
When one thinks of Dr. Gregory Haughton's athletic achievements, descriptive words such as resilience, self-confidence, hard work, and humility come to mind. As Muhammad Bilal Shahid states, success, despite the popular belief, isn't a one-way path or a straight line. It is a muddled road with various ups and downs, and you should navigate it with popular care. You might fall or get lost in your way. However, if you keep going, you will eventually reach your destination. End quote. Dr. Haughton's career exudes passion and perseverance throughout his competition years. As an athlete, success is most often driven by a motivational power that helps to substantiate potential accomplishments. It is with rare form that within Dr. Haughton's quest and determination for success as a decorated athlete, his personal attributes played a pivotal role in his HMG professional career.
Only you can make it work, nobody else. Get up and work, Rasta. You reap what you sow. I say, get up and work, Rasta. You reap what you sow. Nobody can do it for you if you can't do it for yourself. You have to take an extra mile for the things that you wish for. Don't look back, even when the people talk. No, talk them talk, but no talk is cheap. Work hard and dream big for your family. Press jaw and believe in the clarity. Simplicity we use for survival.